Welcome back. Let's understand secrets in Kubernetes. Secrets are very useful in case we need to provide any of the confidential, sensitive information like password, token, key. Then these information should be encrypted, or rather I would say it should be not in the plain text. So whenever we are creating a YAML file, let's suppose I'm creating a YAML file where I need to deploy any of the application, and that application require the username and the password. So that username and the password should not be in the plain text. Otherwise, whosoever have access to that YAML file, they are able to see the username and the password. So if you look at one of the example, I have already one file that is with the name MySQL deployment. Here, this is a deployment file. And what exactly it is doing? It is deploying the MySQL. This is the container information, and in the environment, we have the root password, and this is the value password. So this is in the plain text. This need to be encrypted. So in this, we are going to learn how we can encrypt this value. Okay. So let's deploy this file. Let's see if we are able to connect to the MySQL or not. So for that, kubectl apply -f and then MySQL deployment. Let me check kubectl get pod. Okay, it is in the process of creating the container. Let me refresh it. Yes, now it is in the running state. Now what I need to do is, I need to check whether my MySQL is working with those credentials which I have passed in my YAML file. So for that, what I need to do is, first I need to log into this container. And how to log into this container? That is the command kubectl exec -it. Then we need to provide the name. This is the name. After that, bin bash. Now here I logged into the container. Which container? This is the container. Now here, let me type MySQL. It is telling me access denied for the user, root, localhost. Using password, no. That's okay. So what we need to do is, we need to connect to the MySQL. So the command MySQL -h, and here the host name is localhost for me. -u. This is the default username, root. And from where this value is coming? This value is coming from the Docker Hub. You can go to the Docker Hub, you can look for the MySQL, and there you will get this value. Password, and the password we have given password, password. Yes, I'm able to connect to the MySQL, and let me do the show databases. And yes, I can see the database as well. Great. Let me come out of this. And kubectl get deployment. No, I need to first exit. Okay, now kubectl get deployment. Let me delete this deployment. Kubectl delete deployment, and the deployment name is MySQL deployment. It is deleted. Let me check kubectl get pod. Yes, we have no port running. What I need to do is, I need to create one secret file. So how to create a secret file? Let me give the name secret.yaml. And here, let me go with the API version. It's going to be v1. And then we have the kind. Here the kind is going to be secret. And then we have the metadata. And in the metadata, we need to provide the name, MySQL DB password. And after that, I need to provide the type. Type is going to be opaque. And then data. Then again the name, that is DB password. Now here I need to give my password value, but here I need to give the password value in the encrypted form. So how to give the value in the encrypted form? Let's see that. For that, we have a command, that is, let's suppose I want to give the password DB password 11. Okay. but I need to convert this one into the encrypted one. So how I can do that? For that, echo minus n db password 11 and then base 64. Now here I got the value in the encrypted format. Let me copy this value and let me go inside my secret and let me give this value here. Okay, so let me save this thing. Now let me go back to the file one more time, nano secret. Let's understand this file. So we have the API version and the kind. Kind is secret. If I'm creating a pod, then the kind is going to be pod. If I'm creating a deployment, then the kind is going to be deployment. Or replica, then it is going to be replica. So whatever I'm creating, I need to provide that kind here. Then we have the metadata. In the metadata, we always need to provide the name. Now here this name is a key. Consider this one as a key. Let me go here. This is a key. And this DB password here is a value. Okay. So remember, this one is a key and this one is a value. Because we need to pass this value, key value pair we need to pass. Let me create one file, nano MySQL 1 deployment .yaml. So this is the content. Let me save it. Let me do the cat MySQL. Now check the changes. Earlier in the environment value, I was giving the value password, correct? But this time the value is coming from a key value. See, here we have the name and the key. Now from where this value is coming? From the secret. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me open a diff. So that you can understand it better. Let me paste the content of this one. Copy. And let me also MySQL deployment. Let me copy this one. Let's do the comparison of these two files. Till line number 14, everything is okay. Now here in line number 20, okay, let me go to the line number 20. We have the environment. We have the MySQL root password. We have this. Now here I'm giving the plain text value. Value is password, correct? But here the value is coming from a secret file. And this is the name and the key. Now let me go here. Let me cat secret.yaml. Now here if you see name MySQL DB password. Let me go back. MySQL DB password. This is the name and the key is DB password. Key is DB password. Okay. So this block we have added here. Rather than giving the value as a plain text, we are referring this. Okay. Now let me try to deploy this thing. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to deploy the MySQL. Then I'm going to go with the secret file. And what I'm going to do is ls, this is my deployment file. Okay. So kubectl get, not get, apply -if MySQL 1 deployment.yaml. Now it has created the deployment, but this time I will get the error message. Why I will get the error message? Because in this file, if I'm going to do cat MySQL 1, here we have the secret key refer, correct? And this secret value is coming from this secret file. But we have not deployed this file. So we will get the error message. So kubectl get pod. Now see, we are getting create container config error. Now, if I want to see what exactly this config error is, what I can do is I can type the command kubectl describe pod and then the pod name. If you look at this, not found. It is telling MySQL DB password not found. And if I'm going to do cat secret, see MySQL DB password not found. So it is telling it is not able to find this thing. And why it is not able to find? Because we have not deployed it. So let me deploy it. kubectl apply -f secret. Now let's see kubectl get pod. Yes, our pod is in running state now. Remember, it is not necessary that we need to deploy the secret before doing the deployment. So we can deploy the secret after the deployment as well. This MySQL container is up and running. So let me log into it. And how to log in? kubectl exit -it. Then we need to give the name. This is the name of my container. And after that, -- bin bash. Here, MySQL -h. Again, this is a local host. -u is going to be root and -p. Now, here, what password do I need to type? Remember, we gave DB password 11, correct? See, I'm able to connect with the DB password 11. And that DB password 11, let me exit. If I'm going to do secret, we have given here in the encrypted form. You can check this thing echo -n DB password 11 base 64. See the same value we are getting. There is one site as well from base 64 encoder. This is the one base 64 encoder. You can go here and here you have encode and decode as well. So let me type DB password 11 here, encode. See the result. I'm getting this result. So you can use this side if you are not comfortable with the command, but command is easy, echo -n. Then you can provide your password, whatever the password you need to, and then base 64. Hope this thing is clear how to create a secret file and how to use it.